Like, I'm very much that type of person where it's like, yep, I'm gonna get that. Oh, she mentioned this. Oh, he mentioned that. Like, it's already gotten.
You remember that time I mentioned a Lamborghini? Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Binge Box, where we share our thoughts on TV shows, friendships, relationships, and everything in between.
Join us as we binge on all the good stuff life has to offer. On today's episode, we're gonna take a bit of a dive into love languages, how they affect all of our relationships, whether it's with family, friends, partners. It affects all of us and how we want to receive love and how we give it out. So, with that being said, there are 5 love languages. Do you want to let them know what they are?
Yeah. So we have quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, gift giving, and acts of service. Out of those five, what are your thoughts?
So to start, I will probably start with quality time. It's one of my favorite.
Mhm.
Quality time could just be anything, whether it's just spending time with the people that you love. If they're really appreciating that company and that time, no matter what you're doing, it's considered quality time. Whether it's watching a movie with a partner or playing catch with your friends, playing catch with your dad, something like that, or even cooking, going for a drive, taking a walk, anything can be considered quality time. So, how do you feel about quality time?
Quality time is definitely up there as one of my top love languages. I do feel like anything honestly can be quality time, even the moments where like we're not really interacting, but we're around each other, embracing each other's energy and space. That's also considered quality time for me. And probably like my favorite type of quality time, if I'm being honest. But yeah, what do you feel is like on the lower end of your love languages?
For me, I'd probably say words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Words of affirmation is cool and all, but me personally, words is just words a lot of the time because I feel like a lot of times people say certain stuff. They just say it because you want to hear it and maybe not say it because they really mean it. Like, if I'm telling you to call me handsome every day, you're probably going to call me handsome because I want to hear it. Do you really mean it? Probably not. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I feel like words don't mean much. Just also, I just was taught sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So if words can never hurt me, words can never really do the opposite of hurt, which is like uplift me as well. So I'm not a big words of affirmation guy.
Unless you're saying them to yourself. Do you
Mm.
affirm yourself?
Yeah, I think I tell myself I'm that nigga sometimes. I feel like that's words of affirmation. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess I affirm myself in the mirror. So how you feel about words of affirmation?
I kind of feel the same, but for different reasons. I feel like I just don't like it simply because if I don't believe it, it
Hmm.
doesn't really exist to me. Like I have to see it for myself before anybody else can tell me. So even if they're telling it to me, it's like if I don't agree with it, it doesn't exist. It's not really true. But yeah.
So if somebody's seeing something in you that you can't see in yourself, you're not with it. Like if I'm telling you your skin is clearing up, or I'm telling you you lost some weight, if you don't feel like your skin is clearing up, or you don't feel like you lost some weight, it's just
Everything is based on perspective. So like your perspective, it might look that way to you, but my perspective looks differently to me. And my opinion matters a little bit more to me personally because I don't like to, I guess, take up what people say because then it affects the view I have of myself. So even if they're uplifting me, it's like that's nice, but I try not to cling to it because I don't want anybody's idea of me to create how I view myself, if that makes sense.
yeah. But I feel like it's hard to see stuff within yourself sometimes. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you hear it from, especially like people that are older, sometimes are wiser. They see certain things in you that you can't see within yourself. So I feel like when they give you those words, you don't really have to hold it near and dear and run with it. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you should still keep it and be like, okay. And you can also use it as motivation. Sometimes people are just saying stuff to uplift you. Like I've heard
Yeah.
a lot of different things, and you use it as fuel to the fire to maybe be like, if it is positive stuff that they're saying, run with it. No.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I do to a certain extent. It just doesn't hold a lot of weight to me. Like, I'll take it into consideration. Even like negative things, like, I definitely can take constructive criticism. So, like, whether it's good or bad, I'll accept it and I'll listen to it. It's not like I'm just going to shut it out completely. But, like I said, if I don't already believe it for myself, it's not going to hold a lot of weight to me. So, yeah.
All right.
hmm
So what's the next love language you want to dive into?
What about gift giving?
Gift giving. I feel like gift giving I have a love and hate relationship with.
hmm
In
How's
my
that?
past, I've gotten gifts from people. Like growing up, I feel like love languages stem from kind of stuff that you've been through as a child, how you receive love, how you were taught to give love. I feel like growing up, like I received a lot of gifts from my parents. Like shout out to them. I liked video games, and whether I asked for it or not, didn't ask for it. On Christmas, there was a game there. Even when I didn't think I was gonna get a game, I check under the tree. It's no game. I'm ready to go cry, but I ain't checked the box that I thought was closed because I didn't want clothes. And I open the box with clothes, and it's a video game. So
Mm,
I feel like getting that as a child made me become a gift giver to people. Where whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's my partner, I'm always giving out gifts. I'm heavy on the. You said you like this, I got it. We having a
mhm,
conversation and we're talking about you like this mic. So guess what? Next week I'm pulling up to the crib with that mic just because you said you liked it. But on the hate side, I've been kind of scorned by gifts because in the past I've been giving gifts from people and had people be like, "Run my shit back," and I'm like, "Wow," and it's kind of turned me into this person where I'm like, "I don't want nothing." Tyler, what you want from the store? I'm good. What you want for Christmas? I'm good. I can't even think of gifts because people have just taken stuff back from me, or people just don't understand the sentimental value of certain gifts. Because giving gifts, it's about that person, not really about you. If you ask me for a slice of pizza, I might not think it's nothing, but to you, that slice of pizza could mean everything. So I feel like when giving gifts, it's a lot of understanding what that means to the person you're giving it to. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? You like gift giving?
Yeah, I do. I like giving gifts more than I like receiving gifts. But honestly, it's funny that you said that because usually when I get a gift from somebody and um we're like not on good terms or we stop speaking, I am the first to give that gift back if they've given it to me. I don't ask for my gifts back, but if I got it and now we're not fucking with each other, like I'm the first one to be like, here, take your shit back because I don't want it. I don't want you to think of asking me to take it back. I'd rather just give it to you already and like get that out the way because I can't. I can't. I just can't. I understand the trauma that you're explaining though,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd rather just not go
So I
through.
got a question then. What
hmm
is usually the response that you get from people when you be like, "Here's your gift back"? You
They hate
usually
it.
they'd be like, "Keep it."
Sometimes they say keep it. It depends. I had one ex that like said they were coming for their stuff, and I already had it packed.
That's
Like I was like,
OD.
chick, it's already here, babe. Like take
That's
it. It's
that's
gone.
OD.
Um, but then I've also had other situations where they were like, "This is a gift for you. Like I don't, I don't want it. It's for you." Yeah, it's been a little bit of mixed reviews, I guess, but for the most part, they'll be like, "Keep it."
I don't
hmm
know. I couldn't fathom even thinking about taking a gift back. Like
Yeah,
it could be the greatest thing in the world to me. Once I give it to somebody, it's yours. Like
yeah,
I'm not that type of guy. Like I've lost stuff, and I won't even say lost, but I've gave stuff away, and I kind of be like, damn, we're not together anymore. I wish I had it, but for me to fix my lips and be like, run it back,
running back is
like
crazy.
nah, like
Yeah, I'm the same way, but like again, everybody's different, and I understand that. And even though that's how I think, I know everybody else doesn't think that way. So that's why I'm kind of like premeditated with that, and I rather
mm,
just already have it ready or like already give it back because I just don't want to go through that process of it and like have these type of ill feelings to you towards you. I rather know that like it was my will to give it to you already.
nah, I got you.
But in regards to like gift giving, I am very much the same way. Like if it's something that you mentioned, something that you said you like, something that like you've been talking about for a very long time, like I'm very much that type of person where it's like, yep, I'm gonna get that. Oh, she mentioned this. oh, he mentioned that. Like it's already gotten.
You remember that time I mentioned a Lamborghini? Yeah. No.
Within our means.
Okay. I'm just
Within
saying.
our
You
means.
said I mentioned a I
Within
mentioned a
our
Lamborghini a few times.
means. You know,
You know.
it's in the. You know,
You
when
know.
Bill Gates holler at me, then
Okay.
I got you. I
And,
got you.
and speaking of people taking gifts back, I feel bad for all the homies that lost good hoodies over the years, giving hoodies out as gifts for people they ain't with no more. I done lost so many hoodies, and I know guys that's lost mad hoodies over the years,
RIP to the hoodies.
and we can't get them hoodies back. And I know the gal them is walking around in
Comfortable as
in
hell
the
in the crib.
hoodies
In the
to this
crib.
to this day.
Got
From
a collection and
a
everything.
dude they was with 10 years ago, just walking around with a new man in my good up hoodie.
Yeah.
But
It
R.I.P.
be
to the
like that
hoodie.
sometimes.
R.I.P. to the hoodie, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what's the next love language? Physical touch.
Physical touch.
You feeling physical touch or you not feeling it?
Uh, that's a love hate for me personally. Like, I didn't grow up with a super affectionate family. We have our moments now as I've gotten older where we're a little bit more affectionate. But like when I was younger, that wasn't a thing. Niggas was working, they was busy, they had shit to do. They was not worried about cuddling up and being intimate with each other. So yeah, that was a rarity. And a lot of people that come in my circle kind of hate that about me sometimes, where I'm like, I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be bothered. What?
I'm touching you.
Oh, I thought something was on me. You're irritating. Um, but yeah, I don't really like to be touched. I don't like to be bothered. All the cuddling, like I can do that type of stuff, but like it's very rare, once in a while. I don't like super clingy people because I don't want you on top of me all day, every day. Like if we have a weekend of that, one time out of the month, cool. But like, leave me alone for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What about you?
Um, physical touch is cool. Like it's not on the tippy top of my list, but I don't mind physical touch. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know, I like to be big spoon, little spoon on occasions, but don't tell nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's cool and all, but it get hot. I'm not really a big let's cuddle to go to sleep type of person because once I fall asleep, I
Get
could,
off of
I
me.
could care less where you at.
Move.
I'm sleeping, so it don't mean nothing. Like I feel like cuddling is an aesthetic thing because
Mm-hmm.
once I fall asleep, if we cuddling, if we not cuddling, has no effect on me. Just don't get out the bed. But
Mm-hmm.
once you're in the bed, we good. Like throw a leg on me or something like that. But full
I can't throw
on
the leg.
full on contact and everything like that's a lot. It get hot. It's summertime right now, so it's a lot. But
It's
I
too
know physical
much.
touch means a lot to a lot of people. So like if I'm with somebody that appreciates physical touch, then of course I'm gonna throw that physical touch at them.
Yeah.
And it's even a little things like left-handed staring, the right is gripping the thigh. Like shout out to Bryson, that's physical touch too. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that type of little stuff I can do. You like to feel that warmth. I might, you know, do a little something
All
down
right.
there for. All
Relax.
right,
Keep
but
calm.
physical touch is cool. I'm pro physical touch. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Okay. Fair enough. What else do we have?
Save the best for last. Acts of
Acts of
service. Acts
service.
of
My
service.
favorite. How do you feel about acts of service?
Acts of service is my number one. So, growing up in my family, I just seen a whole bunch of acts of service, and until I really learned about love language, I didn't realize those things that I saw were acts of service. Whether it's my mother cooking dinner for my father coming home, whether it's my father getting up at the crack of dawn to take my mom to work, whether it's seeing my sister coming to my crib to watch me. All of those type of stuff are acts of service. Acts of service when you're doing something to show your love for somebody. And it's a lot of times it's sacrifices that you make to show acts of service that people don't even know about. So that's high on my list. Like anybody that knows me knows I'm one of those. You need a ride? Yeah, I got you. You need this? Yeah, I got you. You hungry? Yeah, I'll run to the store and grab it for you. Knowing
Mm-hmm.
that I should be in bed, knowing I got work at 3 in the morning, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna still hold it down. And I get a whole bunch of no, I don't do it, no, I don't do it. But I know that like if somebody needs something, I'm gonna do everything in my power to get it done for them.
Fuck with it.
How about you?
I feel like that's also definitely my number one. And I actually realized that like growing up in a Caribbean household, or I feel like having foreign backgrounds, you kind of have to have that as your love language simply because we live in a community based family. Like our orientation of family is based on community because we all have to show up and support each other in
Hmm.
some way or another, whether it's cooking, whether it's getting all the kids together to go to grandma's house, whatever the case may be, or driving somewhere, like whatever. It's all family centered and community centered. So I feel like that's what creates the act of service because it's like we're naturally going to show up for each other and do the mundane things. And that's
Hmm.
what creates it. Like we don't even realize that we're actually loving on each other by doing that. But
No, for
yeah.
sure. I feel like acts of service it don't get the respect and the love it should on a
Hmm.
love language tier. Because I feel like acts of service, once they're done enough in life, they become normalized.
Yeah.
Where if I'm giving you a ride to work every day, it's an act of service. You appreciate it a lot the first time, but once it becomes part of the normal routine, it just becomes part of the furniture.
Mm-hmm.
So you forget to really appreciate it. You forget to
Appreciate
say the
it.
thank yous.
Mm-hmm.
You forget those little things, and you start to feel like you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one day
Feel
I don't take you to work,
obligated.
obligated. Yep.
They
Because the one day I don't take somebody to work, or the one day I don't do the stuff that I normally do,
want to curse you out.
you upset. And it's like, yo, this is my act of service, and it became so normal to you that you didn't even realize it no more. You
Hmm.
just feel like it's just everyday life.
Yeah,
So I feel like we as people got to take the time out to realize the acts of service that are done in our lives and really appreciate it.
the little things.
It's the little things for sure, like
Hmm.
the staying up and studying with somebody. That's an act of service. You
Yeah.
don't have to do that.
Hmm.
They're doing it and you appreciate it, but sometimes it becomes normal. So just make sure you're showing everybody that loves you the gratitude that they deserve.
Facts. I definitely agree with that. Just showing that you're appreciative goes a long way. Because even if you aren't able to reciprocate that energy, like just the appreciation for some people makes them feel like, okay, this is all worth it. Like I'm not just doing this in vain. Like you actually see that I'm showing up for you by doing this. So yeah,
Thank you goes a long way.
for a fact.
Thank you goes a long way.
For
Some
a
people just
fact.
be waiting to hear that thank you. And when they don't get it, they're hurt. So
Yeah.
throw the thanks out all the way.
Although I believe you shouldn't do things for the response, it's just a nice to have, you know?
Yeah, no, yeah. If you're doing it looking for the thank you, that's OD.
It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, if you're not doing this out the kindness of your heart, then that's different. But when somebody does do something out the kindness of their heart, see it and recognize it
Right.
for sure.
For a fact. Um, so based on all the love languages, do you feel like it's more nature or do you feel like it's more nurture in regards to how we learn our love languages and how we receive them or how we want to give them? Like, how do you feel like we gain that?
I feel like we gain it from nurture, but then it becomes nature
Mm-hmm.
over time. Like I feel like I truly feel like love languages come from how you were raised or how you grow up, no matter if it's coming from parents, from grandparents, from friends, just kind of what you see as a child, because children are very impressionable. So you learn those type of stuff and you bring it into your adult life. And I feel like a lot of those stuff come from a nurture standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And once you see it enough, it becomes part of your nature. So now me as an adult now, and I'm doing it. It's part of my nature now. And then it's a ever lasting cycle. That's why I feel like the way your parents love languages, it kind of transfers into how your love languages are, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what they showed you, and that's what they give to you, and then that's what until you bring it to the world and you pass down to the people that you're around, and your children, and whoever else is in your circle.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things for me where it's like, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? And like,
The chicken? No, the egg. No, the chicken. Chicken. Sorry.
okay, for you. But like, it's also a matter of like the individual person. Cause like we could grow up in the same household, but our love languages could be completely different. And we were nurtured essentially the same way, but I received it and perceived it differently than you received and perceived it. So I do feel like even though it is partially nurture, it is nature and it's what's instilled and instinct in us and what we actually like, because we're only going to cling to the things that like resonate with us. So even though, yeah, our family teaches us what this means and what this like is to us or define it for us, like we still essentially choose like which matters more or which plays a higher role. Because there's some kids who grew up in a household with their siblings, and it's like, oh, my parents work super hard. I know that they're taking care of me. So it's like them providing for me and showing up for me means more because they're able to buy me whatever I want. But then you have the other child who's like, but they're working all the time. They don't give me the quality time that I need, even though they're providing everything that I want. So essentially, it's like, yeah, they're doing the thing and it's showing up as something, but it represents two separate things to two separate people, you know?
No, you got you spin, you spin.
Mhm.
That makes a lot of sense. It's perception.
Yeah.
It's definitely perception. I see the dress as gold and white, and you see the dress as black and
Blue and
blue.
black.
Hey, no,
Right.
no, for sure.
Facts.
So no, that definitely makes sense.
hmm
Um, so if you had to rank your love languages and how you would like to receive them, how would you rank it?
to receive love, I think at number 5, I would probably say words of affirmation. Like I said, it's not a big thing for me. I do appreciate it when it happens, but like it's not a super high contender. Number 4, I would say is gift giving. Unless the gift is like something super sentimental. I got this one gift one time from my best friends. It was for my dad's death anniversary, and they got me like these little candles, and they got keychains with pictures of me and him on it, and like scribed with his name, his birthday, and all that. And like that is probably my favorite gift till this day. The most sentimental, the most loving thing, because it was also just so unexpected. They also got me like a teddy bear with like his favorite cologne that he used to wear all the time. Like it was really sweet, and it was
That's
just
fire.
very thought out, and like, yeah, I bawled my eyes out that whole day. But like, yeah.
Shout out to them. Shout out to them.
So when it's something super sentimental, it's a lot more higher. But when it's just a regular like materialistic gift, yeah, it's down there. Number 3 would be physical touch. Like I said, I have my moments where I'm like, I like it, and then other moments where I'm like, I'm good off of that. Number 2 would be quality time. I do enjoy spending time with the people that I love, but I also do enjoy a lot of space. So, like, yeah, when I have my moments where I'm like, I just need to center myself, I'd rather just do the space thing. So that's number 2. And then number 1 is definitely acts of service. It helps me out a lot to like know that I have people around me who can show up for me sometimes when I can't show up for myself, because I'm very much that person who likes to show up for people when I know that they need it, regardless of whether they ask. So it's nice to have people who can also do that for me. So yeah. What about you? How would you rank yours?
So at number 5, I'd probably say gift giving.
Mhm.
Just because of the situations I've been through in the past. But it is something I'm working on. I hope to move that up my list just a little bit. I'm trying to be more receptive to gifts because if you're trying to do something for me, I shouldn't be like, no, 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 no.
Mhm.
At number 4 is words of affirmation. Um, they cool. No, it feels good sometimes to hear, "Oh, you looking nice" or whatever and stuff like that. But it's just not that big of a deal to me.
Shocking coming from a Leo, to be honest.
Coming from, I don't know nothing about signs, but I hear Leo's got big ego, so I guess
Yeah.
we like to get our heads blown up by people and hear all this type of stuff. At number 3, I'll probably say physical touch. No, at number 3, I'm gonna say acts of service. I kind of equate acts of service sometimes with gift giving, just because, just like I don't like to ask people to do stuff for me or to give me stuff, I don't like to ask people to do stuff for me, just because the same way a gift can be thrown back in your face and given actually taken back, an act of service can be thrown back in your face, and people be like, "Remember the time I did this? Remember the time I did that for you?" I don't want to
Mhm.
hear none of that, so I'm kind of just big on, I just do it myself.
Mhm.
I just get it done myself. But
Mhm.
like I said about gift giving, I want to work on that, get people to do stuff for me, and just be able to receive love in that way. Number 2, physical touch. I like touch. It don't gotta be no grandiose type of touch, but just like I said before, like throw a leg on me or put your feet on me or just little stuff. Hold my hand. Like I'm cool with that. I don't really need the whole big 30-minute church hugs or the stuff
You
like
don't want to
that.
sway side to
Nah,
side.
I don't need that. I don't need the pat on the back and the rub in the back. Like I'm good on all that, but
Hmm.
it's a little physical touch stuff that I like. And then number one is quality time for sure. Like the people that I love and the people that I like to be around, I want to spend time with them in whatever capacity it is, whether it's playing video games with my bros or watching the basketball game with my dad, watching Jeopardy with my mom, laughing at a funny video with my sister. Like all that type of stuff is the quality time that I do appreciate.
Hmm.
And I always equate quality time could be anything, like a car ride. Sitting in a room in silence to me is still quality time, or even being able to be in the same space with someone and we're both doing our own thing, whether it's you're on your phone and I'm on the game. We're not communicating, we're not talking, but just to have that presence and to know that when I look to the left, you're right there
Hmm.
means a lot to me. So quality time,
That's that one.
number one.
Okay, so you said for receiving, this is your order, but giving, no, yeah,
Mm,
giving is a little bit different, right?
yeah,
Do you rank them the same way, or is it a little bit?
nah, it's different for giving.
Mhm.
For giving, number five is probably words of affirmation. Like, just like I don't like getting the words, I'm not throwing them words out there. Like, I do uplift people, I do give compliments, but just to me, like, I don't think I do it that often, or maybe I don't do it as much as I should. But it's not a lot to me. Number four would probably be physical touch. Just like I said, like it's cool sometimes. It's not as high for me to give. Like I'm not really one that's really gonna run and do the most. Sometimes I ain't gonna say that. There might be people that might refute this claim. So it just depends on the person, honestly, and the time and the mood I'm in. So I feel like sometimes
Mm.
it's at four, sometimes it could be at one, depending on how I'm feeling. But for today and for right now, it's at number four. At number three, I'm gonna say probably quality time. I love quality time a lot. But since I love it so much, I try to scale it back. Sometimes when I'm trying to OD, I don't want someone to feel like I'm love bombing them with quality time or I'm ODing. So I feel like sometimes I try to scale it back, even though I might really enjoy the time I'm spending with someone. I
Mhm.
might be like, yo, I saw you Monday, Tuesday. I want to see you on Wednesday. I want to hang out Wednesday, but let me chill out because I don't know how you're gonna feel about that. So I'm gonna put that at number three. Number two is probably gift giving. I'm always getting gifts, whether it's big or small. I feel like anything can be a gift. Whereas it's like you like cookies. I was driving past a cookie shop. I brought you some cookies. Like
Mhm.
that's a thoughtful gift that it's gonna go away in 20 minutes when you eat the cookies. You're not gonna be able to hold on to it for the rest of your life.
It's a
But
thought that counts,
it's a
though.
thought that counts. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then number one is probably acts of service. Like I said before, and like she said, growing up in like a Caribbean household, you see all those acts of service. And for me personally, I picked up on a lot of it. Whether it's I give people rides home, or yo, can you do me a favor? Before you can even finish the sentence, I'm like, yeah, I got you. Like you
Mhm.
don't really gotta prep me for the favor. I know a lot of times you gotta ask certain people. You gotta be like, yo, please, please, I'm gonna pay you, or
Mhm.
yo, if you do this for me, I'm gonna
Convince
hold it
them a
down for you.
little bit.
Yeah, for me, the moment I get from people I love, yo, can you do this for me? I'm already out the door.
Hmm.
Like whether it's big or small. Like, can you drive to Jamaica for me? Yeah, I got a water boat in the crib. I'm gonna drive there.
What about
Like
crazy?
so
Hmm.
acts of service is number one and how I like to give my love.
Okay.
How about you?
For me, I would say number five is going to be words of affirmation as well. I definitely do uplift the people that I'm with, but it's not like at the top of my mind. Like I'm gonna do it when it's necessary, but I'm not gonna do that all the time, every day. You know. Um, number four would probably be physical touch. Yeah, again, not a fan of the touching things. I also like to respect people's boundaries and not just be in their space. So I rather just not touch. Um, yeah, number three would be quality time. I feel like I do enjoy spending time with the people that I love, but again, giving space. A lot of the people that are around me, they're like busy and overwhelmed. I guess it depends on the season. Like when I know that they're going through certain things, I kind of like give them their space a little more. Um, so yeah. Number two would probably be gift giving. I definitely, like I said, give gifts a lot. I'm definitely the one that's gonna look for the things that you like, the things that you mentioned. So like, yeah, I definitely wanna show up as that. I'm low key a trick if I love you enough. Like if I'm really in love with you, you can have the world, you know? That's really it. And number one is definitely acts of service. Like I said, it's like natural for me to show up and do what I know is needed to be done. Like I do hair. So if I know that my family needs their hair done, I'm the first. You don't even really have to ask me if I know that it needs to be done. Like my little cousin just both two of my little cousins just graduated middle school, and yeah, I was the first one like, come here, let me fix you up. Let me make sure you look right. Let me make sure you look good. Like that's my first thought, just so my aunt doesn't have to worry about them now. Like that's just something that's very minute, but it's helping her out so she's not stressed out. Yeah. So since we were talking about like love bombing and all that, in regards to like quality time, people who feel like quality time is their number one love language, they don't really care about the ranking or the other love languages. Like that's the main one for them. Do you feel like they're love bombers, or how do you feel like people become love bombers based on their love languages?
Um, when it comes to love bombing with quality time, I feel like it all depends on motivation because some people, and I feel like maybe even I've done it before, where when you have certain insecurities about what somebody else might be doing or what they're doing when they're not around you, you'll tend to be like, if I spend every moment with them, they can't go out and do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's how you're doing quality time, then I'm not jacking it. Because it's not really that quality time. You just sitting on them and spending every minute with them so they can't do anything else but be with you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really care about the quality of it. You just care about they not gonna be with nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's love bombing. I feel like that's not genuine quality time. But if you're someone that you just enjoy spending time with them and you want to do it nonstop, it's not love bombing. Um, but it is about understanding that if that's not the other person's love language, then you might have to scale it back a bit or come to a mutual ground. Like I said before, quality time could be different things. Whether it's if you just like to be in that person's presence,
Mm-hmm.
you could be in their presence and not be up under them or talking to them or bothering them or doing anything. You can just do your thing and I do my thing. We just be in the same spot. So it's
Facts.
about finding a happy medium with
Mm-hmm.
them and really figuring out how y'all are gonna quantify that quality time. What you
So
think? What?
my question was, how do you feel like you stopped doing that? If you said you used to,
How did I feel like I stopped doing it?
mm-hmm. Or
Got
what made you stop?
I got to the root of that insecurity. The insecurity was I felt like if he wasn't with me, you were gonna be doing something else with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wanted to spend every minute with that person. How I got past it was just getting to that root of that insecurity. Because at the end of the day, if I spend 23 hours with you other day, because I think you're gonna spend time with somebody else, in that last hour, you're gonna still go do whatever you want to do. So I had to just grow some balls and be like, yo, what's gonna happen is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you love bombing because of fear, whatever you're afraid of, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
People gonna find a way. If you know people, people will find a way. So
Sneaky, sneaky.
I just got to the root of insecurity and just had to just man up. In my opinion.
Copy. Okay,
How do you
fair enough.
feel? You feel like it's love bombing? Like,
Um, I do. I feel like, well, not entirely, but I feel like when you don't have control and a hone on it, and you feel like it's just an excessive, unnecessary amount or endless infinity amount of time that you should be spending with somebody, like, let's be realistic. Niggas got lives, niggas got shit to do, niggas got jobs. Like, there's gonna be other things that play a part in people's lives, not just you. And to think that people should censor you in their lives is kind of unrealistic and unfair to them and whoever else they have involved. because it, not saying like they have other partners or nothing, but like family, kids, like you never know, jobs. It's like there's so many other responsibilities that a person has. So to just like pour all of that on them and like kind of like force it on them is not really my cup of tea. Mhm.
Makes sense.
So that is all for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. What else they gotta do?
Let us know your love language. Drop it in the comments below. How you like to give love, how you like to receive love. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok at the Binge Box Pod. And we'll catch you in the next one. Happy binging.
Happy binging.